Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Honolulu. Welcome. Glad you're all here today. So many wonderful things have been underway this year. 2026 is already off and running, and I'm so glad we're all here together for the experience. I have put in the chat space links for private sessions and also for my email list. There will be some exciting new things coming up, so I do recommend that you get on my email list so that you know when things are happening. Just so you know, I do not send out a lot of emails, so just know that if you do sign up, it's not going to be getting flooding your inbox with information. Just courses that are coming up, retreats that are coming up, and it's going to be some great retreats this year. So look forward to seeing and having you guys join in those wonderful experiences. Okay, we're ready to get started. So readers, I know you're here today. Thank you so much. And let's close our eyes. We'll begin. All right, taking a moment to just tap into your natural breathing and noticing any inconsistencies in the body, tension, or pervasive thoughts. Maybe you have some feelings happening today, sensations. And really, we're just taking a moment to get a baseline and be aware of where we are when we begin, so that as the session progresses, we can check in with our bodies and recognize the space we create within our own hearts. And as you are just doing your natural breathing, check in with the muscles around your face, down the head and neck to the shoulders, the torso, down the arms to the fingers, and down the legs to the feet. Allowing yourself just to sink into your relaxed posture, checking in with your energy centers, 7 at the crown of the head, 6, the third eye, 5 at the throat, 4 at the heart, 3 at the solar plexus, 2 below the belly button, and 1 at the base of the spine. Allowing those energy centers to come online for receiving information from dimensional beings, allowing your starseed information to activate, and allowing communication with the violet people to become more present in your experience. These beings are the closest to us in terms of our human vibrational frequency. and the blue beings have arrived in the space. We are here together with the violet beings, and other dimensional beings are here today for observation. Some of these beings are your starseed guides. We will begin today with the eyes closed, connecting into the heart for a moment. One person in particular in this space has brought today a little bit of grief and suffering from the heart. And if that is you, the loss or release of something in your life, know that you are here in good company, that your heart is surrounded by others who love you and connect with you. And as you tap into your own heart, allow the breath to expand your heart energy center wide. A gentle expansion and contraction with the breath. Because today is all about the heart. Today is all about connection. And today is about the expansion of the frequency of love from you to those around you, from you to those in this space, from you to your communities. There is far too much suffering on your planet right now, far too much challenge with connection, and the remedy for this situation, both personally and politically and globally, is to return to your own heart, to expand it wide to include your loved ones, and to remember the beauty of your life. Remember the softness of your life. Remember the joy in your life. Because when you remember these things, it becomes a pervasive feeling around you. It is when those with awareness, with the ability to connect, subscribe to fear, sadness, anger, hysteria, the imbalance in the frequency of love becomes more challenging. And so, with your eyes closed, allow your intention to be on the 8th energy center, the collective of humanity. Imagine for a moment the 8th energy center surrounds you, wholly and completely. And within this space, you are surrounded by all of humanity in all of its manifestations. The crowded nature of this energy center has indistinct voices, meaning that there are so many voices of humanity that it is a little bit like static, meaning you can't hear any one thing. Even if individual voices or sounds become distinct and fade away. This energy center is where the collective of humanity all connects. And so now allow your 8th energy center to reside above your head, like a glowing orb that matches the beauty of your moon, and now matches the frequency of your moon. Your nearest satellite, your moon, has a calm and quiet to it that humanity could use to learn from at this time. If you are attempting to connect to the calm and quiet of your moon at this time, which is what we recommend, think of how it feels to look at the moon in the night sky when you are out in nature. Its brilliant light, cool and calm. This is the vibrational frequency that you wish to expand to all of humanity through the eighth energy center. And now connect the eighth energy center to the heart by doing the heart breath. Breathe in from 8 through 6 and 5 to 4. Expand the heart wide. Release the energy from front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 4. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in 6 and 5 to 4. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 4 and 3 at the same time. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 4, 3 and 2. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 4, 3, 2 and 1 at once. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 5. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in 6 and 5 to 6 and 5. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in 6 and 5 to 7, 6 and 5. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Expand the energy centers wide. Release front to back and up to 8. Again, in through 6 and 5 to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in from 8 to 1 in a spiral around the spine. Release 1 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 2 in a spiral. Release 2 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 3 in a spiral. Release 3 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 4 in a spiral. Release 4 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 5 in a spiral. Release 5 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 6 in a spiral. Release 6 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 7 in a spiral. Release 7 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 0 in a spiral. Release 0 to 9. Breathe in 9 to 0, activating the quantum field within your spine. Release 0 to 9, activating the quantum field in your nervous system. In 9 to 0. Release 0 to 9. 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 In 9 to 1. Release 1 to 8. In 8 to 4. Expanding the heart. Release 4 to 8. In 8 to 5. Release 5 to 8. In 8 to 1. Release 1 to 8. And resume your natural breathing. Today is a pivotal day for all of you. Today, the important message is to maintain a sense of impeccability with your words, your thoughts, and your actions, to remain in a state of love, joy, and connection. For those of you who bring sadness, bring the human form of depression, who bring grief and suffering, today is the day when you begin to remember that love and connection is the solution to all things within you that feel heavy, all things that feel sad, all things that feel challenging. Love and connection, joy and beauty are the solutions to all human challenges. Imagine this. If there happened to be a conflict in your area between two individuals, between groups, between the thoughts in people's minds, imagine if a wave of love came over these individuals, these thoughts, these experiences. Imagine how powerful the change would be in the situation. And so, for those of you who suffer, who bring challenges, and we tell you that a wave of love is all you need to release yourself from the trauma of your past, which is what all suffering is in the human world. It is trauma from the past. This is something that should be remembered. And while it is important at times to recognize the trauma of the past, to acknowledge its source and the important nature of the choices that you made as a result of the trauma of your past, there is no amount of reliving it that is going to free you from it. It is simply about noticing, acknowledging, and releasing. The past cannot be changed. Even the past of this session cannot be changed. 1 moment ago, your last breath cannot be relived or changed. And so, when you have your eyes closed and you breathe into your heart and you expand it wide around you, see, think of, experience, breathe into only love. The moment your mind hijacks the love response within you, focus again on the breath and the heart. It really is that simple. For those of you trying to fix things, attempting to change things, muscling your way through your life, questioning your own intuition, your own coherence in your heart, come back to love. And if you have forgotten, create one anchor in your life that reminds you of love. It could be a place. It could be artwork. It could be your child. It could be a loved one. Remember love from that place and go there often. You are tipping the energy on the planet into a new way of being. And the more you connect with love, the more hate will fight to gain hold on you and on humanity itself. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to hold on to and live in love? Or do you prefer to be in the panic of hate, of fear, of frustration, of fighting? It is important for all of you in this space to continually remember that you are the one who changes the energy of the entire world. How beautiful is that? When you are ready, open your eyes, and we will take your first question.
The first question is from Tamar. Dear Blue Healers, I've been experiencing some digestive symptoms lately, and I've also been told that I'm slightly anemic. I would really appreciate your thoughts or recommendations on how to approach this in a balanced and supportive way.
Tamar, we thank you for your question. Imagine for a moment that your belly expands wide enough to include the entire universe. And this is for all of you. Imagine that your belly is the entire universe, that every cell within you is a star system, a place in your own galaxy. This amount of space that you can breathe into your belly assists you and reminds you of the balance of your system. So many of you have problems within your bodies. These are the memories of the traumas you have experienced in this lifetime and others, in this timeline and others, in this galaxy, on this planet, and in others. It is so easy, Tamar, to focus on you and on the one thing that is amiss within your belly. The first step in healing is to breathe space into areas of tension and challenge within the body. And if you are making choices from love, you will consume the right things for your digestion, the right things that will heal your body, the right things that will create space within your system. And yes, at times, choosing from love in the heart will take you to doctors, to pharmaceuticals, to other medications, to herbs, to homeopathy, to acupuncture, to changing your diet, to visiting a nutritionist. These are all the wonderful benefits you have on your planet. Make use of them with love. In addition, take a moment, Tamar, to examine what got you to the place of discomfort. Look to the past briefly and say, when did this problem begin? How young was I when the stomach challenges began? Feel compassion, love, and connection with that young being who is you. And say to yourself, this is a phase in my life. This is not a permanent thing. This is just a reminder for me to love the child inside me who was so afraid in one moment in the past that this child decided to hold the tension in the belly. For so many of you, when it comes to the challenges of your body, you focus all of your attention on fixing it, on finding the problem, on solving the equation. Look at all of you becoming very good at science and mathematics, the foundation for the very existence of humanity. Yet pause for a moment and rise out of the need to figure it out, and rise up into the heart. Allow your thoughts to have a rest, and say to yourself, what does my heart need in this moment? You may find it is thundering in your chest. It is terrified over the idea that it has this massive mathematical scientific equation that you have put upon it to figure out, to fix every problem inside you, around you. What a lot of pressure you're creating for yourself. Instead, take a moment to remind your heart that there is nothing it needs to do, no problem it needs to solve, that it can just rest in the love that is you. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? And some of you are saying it won't work. I still have to find and fix, to work hard. What a challenge you create for yourself. What difficulties you create for yourself. If you were instead to say to your heart, I'm going to spend some time hanging out here with you, imagining together that we are in our favorite place, perhaps a hammock between two palm trees, perhaps at the top of a mountain, looking out to the beautiful horizon. Or maybe your place of connecting to your heart is in a comfortable chair in your very own home, hanging out with your cat or your dog. Take that time, that one moment of love and connection within you, wherever it may be, because there you release the need to decide, to fix, to change, to become, to race around in your vehicle, on your feet, in the pharmacy, online, combing every single corner of Amazon.com to find a way to fix yourself when you're not even broken. Yes, the human body has its challenges. The human body is extremely messy. And for some of you, your human body is a colossal train wreck of symptoms and challenges. And perhaps it is a mirror, an internal mirror of the madness you've created in your life around you. If you've created a life that is a train wreck, and the only moments when you feel connected are in meditation, breath practice, or when you are laughing a deep belly laugh over the craziness that you've created, keep in mind that no equation is too challenging to solve with love. No equation or craziness in your life is too challenging to solve with heart connection. And now you are applying pressure to yourself to create a schedule for this love and connection, the meditation, and all the things that you need to do in order to organize yourself to relax. Instead, try just being for 10 seconds. See how it goes. And when you are in a state of love and connection in your heart, the right foods will present themselves, and the food allergies won't bother you. And the anxiety and stress will come in waves, just like the ocean. How often do you see the sand trying to grab on to the wave and make it stay? How often do you see the sand saying, nah, thanks, but not today. I don't feel like getting wet. The ocean comes and goes. It is like the breath. Your breath comes and goes. Just simply sink into it. when you are faced with an equation of your own mind. And maybe try to figure it out for a few minutes, and then just let it go. The wave will expand and contract. The breath will expand and contract. And the more you can sit in the expansion and contraction of the challenges of your digestion, the more it will subside and recede from being even important in your life. Does it mean the symptoms will go away? Maybe or maybe not. But does it matter? That is what you need to imagine within your own heart. Why does this matter? And when it no longer matters, likely it will go away. Do all the things, but keep coming back to your heart. We will take the next question.
Thank you. Gabby is asking, Dear Blue Beings, how can I prepare myself to work more directly with you in my healing and channeling practices? Is there a way I can call upon your energy or techniques to help me to match your frequency?
Hi, Gabby. Welcome to the space. The Pleiadians are your starseed origin, and they say that by reaching out to them directly, you will have the easiest and most available dimensional connection yet. We, the blue beings, are connected to some of you. We are here for all of you. But for most of you, your starseed origins will be the easiest way to connect. So, Gabby, the information from the Pleiadian group that is here to assist you with dimensional communication, with understanding a little more about what, as of right now, is the unseen world for you. They are communicating to you through your left palm, the left arm, the left shoulder, the left lung. This whole area of your body is tingling, is attempting to open wide. So, Gabby, and this could be true for all of you with your starseed information, there is always an area on the body where the information is most accessible. For Gabby, it is her right palm, her right arm, her right armpit, her right shoulder. So if you close your eyes, each of you, and you say to yourself, where are my star seed beings attempting to communicate with me? Become silent. Notice the part of your body that tingles, even if it is beneath your tongue. Wherever it is, just notice it, and with a sense of delight say, how interesting. So Gabby, with your palm up, allow the Pleiadian beings to take your hand. Allow the information to come in through the palm like particles, dancing with your own bloodstream, dancing with your breath, rising up the arm. There is no need to attempt to hear words. Simply sense and feel. Notice the expansion of the information from the point of entry. Where does it go? Is it in your lungs? Is it in your belly, your heart, your throat, your sinuses, your brain? Simply notice where it goes. These first attempts For your starseed beings at communication, become more available the more frequently you sit down to sense and feel. It is the tingling and awareness in your body that is the beginning of the communications. Allow it to be simple and easy. And if you are the one person saying in your mind, I can never do this, perhaps it's time to tell yourself that that's not true. You can do this. You all can do this. And as you sit and feel the tingly vibration of the communication of your starseed beings, allow it to fill your entire body. And simply by allowing the sensation of the tingling to spread out through your body, allow your breath to expand so that you now breathe the sensation of tingling in and out through your lungs. By practicing this every day, you will eventually land on the ways that you communicate with your starseed beings. Perhaps you will begin to hear voices with their messages. Perhaps it will be another sensory organ that will perceive the communications. Trust everything that you see and hear. And allow your heart to expand with the information. And then, if you feel compelled to do so, after each session, simply write it down. Observe and think about from your human brain what you've experienced, and make choices based on the love in your heart. And when you are ready, we will take the next question.
Tamar is asking, Dear Blue Healers, I want to ask on a more personal level about my path and purpose, whether, in your view, I'm moving in the right direction and aligned with what I am meant to be doing.
Please move on to the next question.
Okay. Dear interdimensional beings, Wendy is asking, as part of maintaining a healthy, strong 3D body, please talk to us about the role and necessity of exercise in our lives. 3D sources would say, for example, that I should lift heavy weights regularly to maintain muscle and bone strength. But this always feels like unpleasant chore. From your perspective, do I need to find a way to enjoy this activity, or can I harness the power of my imagination and joy to yield the same desired results through more 5D means?
What a wonderful question, Wendy. Because you all live in a 3D body, you are bound in some ways by the experiences of the 3D world. And so your physical body, to maintain optimal health, requires a little bit of love. For some of you, the experience of exercise is integral to maintaining a healthy system. So for each of you, it is important to decide, to examine your health in your 3D body. In order to have 3D experiences, and in order to be part of or communicate with other dimensions, inter, extra, and unseen beings, you may need to do a little work with your physical body. For example, how long do you wish to live? Are you developing a practice within you at this time where maybe it seems a little disappointing that your short life expectancy, if you were to follow the current belief system around human life expectancy? Do you wish to live a little longer? Do you wish to have a certain quality of life? This may require exercise in the form of cardiovascular work, of working your muscles. The work that you do, the experiences that you have with the dimensional beings, is a collaborative effort with your 3D body. And for some of you, the physical fitness of your 3D body is intrinsically tied to your abilities to communicate with dimensional beings, your ability to tap into coherence. So, for example, if you have many struggles within your 3D body, the voices of the challenged cells within your body that are in a constant attempt to replicate or recreate in a healthier way of being could be louder than and require more time than you would maybe prefer to spend in meditation, in heart connection, in a state of coherence. So, yes, we do recommend that you exercise your body, that you take care of your body by whatever means is necessary in the moment for you. And that could change moment to moment, day to day, year to year, based on your practice. So the balance of effort and surrender for all of you is perhaps one of the 3D requirements. So think of it this way. If exercise is going to free you up from challenges in the 3D world that may take you away from being in heart connection, then do a little more. If you are finding it to be a struggle, taking you out of heart coherence, yet you know it is still necessary in order to maintain a healthy body, make peace with the experience of being in 3D, of taking care of your physical body through medical means, through nutrition, through exercise. The balance of effort and surrender in the 3D body becomes a joy when you know that it brings you to the experiences you most prefer. So if physical activity of one kind bothers you, find another that brings you joy until the body is healing itself on its own, replicating and allowing you the longevity that you desire, allowing you to be in the heart space that you desire. Continue to do so. Whether or not the 3D body can sustain itself in perfect health without the need for 3D parameters of exercise, nutrition, and etc., is yet to be seen for each individual. For you will all expand and contract in love, connection, coherence, and the replication of healthy and beautiful cells at different paces. So maybe getting over your fear and the challenge of the exercises you know you need to do could be the beginning of a beautiful connection to your heart. Only you can know what is right for your body, but we do know that you are in a 3D body. Take excellent care of it. That is the fastest way to coherence that you maintain for longer periods of time. The next question, please.
Rasheen is seeking insight. Dear beings, when you say that starseed information will be activated during 2026, what exactly does that mean? And is there anything we can do to facilitate this?
Yes, of course, Rasheen. Activation has already begun. We have done practices in every session this year thus far. Simply being in this space and asking questions is an activation. And understanding the point of contact within your energy field is another way for you to expand yourself in connection to your starseed beings. And we have explained as well that the more you fight and resist this connection by believing that you cannot connect, the longer it takes to connect. So trust and believe in the experiences that you are having, even if they are only temporary, even if they are only in meditation or in this space. And also, remember, as we have said many, many times, when humans attempt very hard to communicate in human ways, you will be disappointed. Some of you will be disappointed. Others will have full-fledged conversations with dimensional starseed groups, simply because it is the way that you are already wired to communicate. For those of you experiencing challenges with connecting to your starseed origins, begin to use your intellect in pieces, meaning a little bit at a time. Search your internet, ask AI, and continue to lean into what feels like it is expanding your heart. Trust in your own intuition. The more you trust and believe in yourself, the more it transmutes your 3D experience. The more you trust and believe in yourself and transmute your 3D experience, the more you will experience dimensional beings, your starseed origins. It is a little bit of a dance between the effort and surrender of being in 3D and trusting in your experiences in the unseen or the quantum world. Your next question, please.
Thank you. Cheryl asks, can you kindly elaborate on what I must do to improve digestion, absorption of fats and nutrients to gain a healthy weight? I have already fell in love with who I am, and I'm loving my body the way it is. I love that my body can't digest meat, gluten, or dairy, and I love the foods I can eat. So, what am I missing?
So many digestive issues in the human world. How truly fascinating. At this time, all of you, please close your eyes and focus in on your belly and your digestion. And now we wish for you to think from your human mind. What is going on with your digestion? From the moment you put something in your mouth, you chew it up, you swallow, and it makes its way to your stomach. Are there challenges for you in choosing food, in chewing, in swallowing? Do you have challenges with taste, with smell? Are you a picky eater? Are you an overeater? Are you an undereater? Before food even gets to your stomach, so much is happening in the human mind. So many choices and considerations, or for some of you, so many unconscious habits. The experience of sustenance in the human world is something that many of the dimensional beings do not have to experience any longer. We consume differently than humans. We are more efficient than the 3D experience. So imagine now that you understand your challenges just with this part of the digestive process. Perception is the beginning of digestion. You are not only eating food, you are experiencing the world around you. And your body, your cells, have to digest what you see, hear, experience. What do you allow yourself to see, hear, and experience that brings trauma, that brings anxiety? It does not matter how much you love the challenges of your life. What matters is that you are conscious and aware of what you are exposing yourself to, that you are conscious and aware of the source of your anxiety, the source of your trauma. Before anything even goes into your mouth, anxiety and trauma are part of the experience. You cannot just say, I love my anxiety. I love my trauma. I love the foods that I can't eat. I love the scary movies. I love the awful newscast. I love the terrible weather. Do you really love it? Or are you bypassing what trauma exists before you? Every experience you have, everything you eat, has a message within it. Anytime there is challenge with chewing, with food, with swallowing, with tasting, with being picky, with struggling to make choices, with looking down at a plate placed before you, prepared by someone else, and saying, oh dear, I can only eat one thing on this plate. Everything else will have to be thrown away. You're having an experience before anything ever gets to your belly. Why is it then that when it gets to your belly, and then your stomach is a little slow to digest, certain foods cannot be consumed, that your intestinal tract is no longer absorbing, that you are having troubles with elimination, too much, too little, too slow, too fast? Why is it that you're surprised Digestion does not begin in the stomach. It begins before you ever consume anything with your mouth. It is about what is before you and what you have experienced in your life. So when you are able to make peace with your anxiety and trauma, you will find that the foods that you consume will then be truly from a place of love. You cannot simply tell yourself, believe, or bypass the trauma before you, outside of your body, by saying that you love something. If what is presenting itself to you is still a challenge, there is some trauma within you. There is some anxiety within you that is vibrating out from your cells to create difficulties with digestion that begins outside the body. And so now we circle back to where we started, with sitting in the experience of love, with embracing the digestive challenges with love, with saying to yourself with love, this is what I'm eating right now. This is my experience. We assure you, if you have to ask us a question about anything to do with your 3D body, it is because there is something underlying the challenge within you. You can't just say that you love it and then ask a question why you're having a challenge. Love is all inclusive. It's all inclusive. There's nothing wrong with you. You are simply having a 3D experience. And in that 3D experience, the body is going to do stuff. The body is going to be uncomfortable. The body is going to want what it wants. The body is going to be asking you or giving you answers to the great challenges of your life. Does this mean that something is bad or wrong if you still have symptoms in your body? Of course not. Does this mean that you are doing something wrong by not being in a state of complete love? Of course not. You are simply here asking questions to create more freedom in yourselves. And this is such a beautiful thing. But also sink into the 3D experience and allow yourself just simply to be uncomfortable with the body and calling yourself back to a state of love and connection. This is where the quantum field lies. This is where the unknown is. And this is what all of you are seeking in asking your questions here in this space today. And so we are now asking you one more time, where does love reside within you? And can you expand that wider and wider to consume each cell of your body? And can you bring balance into your digestion, into what you consume, even if you can only eat 3 things? Our transmission is complete for today. The Pleiadian group is now receding from the space. The violet people are receding from the space. And we, the blue healers, wish to thank you for being here, bringing your beautiful hearts, and asking questions again and again. Continue to do so. We are always here to answer your questions, to be part of the awakening, the disclosure, as you call it, the awakening of your starseed information. Many things will change in the year 2026. Many things will change within you and around you, and you will become stronger in your own hearts, stronger in your understanding of how to maintain balance within you that will expand around you. There will be changes in your biological families, changes that you never could have imagined or explained, simply through love, simply through your connection here, simply through your meditations and breath practices. There will be tremendous changes around you. Jobs will change. Relationships will change. People you thought would never change will absolutely change. Because love is winning. Coherence and connection is winning on the human planet. In addition, other living things in your world will begin to change. Evolution of all things on your planet will begin to expand in a way you never thought possible. The animal kingdom will change. The plant kingdom will change. The air you breathe will change. Weather patterns will change. Focus entirely and completely on the positive. When you see the weather change, say to yourself, how beautiful the expansion of the earth's weather is changing. When you see the animal kingdom change, say, how incredible that the animal kingdom is expanding, is evolving in change. How beautiful it is when the earth itself changes. You are part of the front wave of change. How beautiful is it that you are the pioneers of this change? You are the pioneers of beauty, love, and connection. It can't get any better than that. Allow yourselves to live in abundance. It's coming to you. It's coming your way. The more you expand, the more you live in coherence, the more abundance you will have. Allow your lives to change. Allow your body to relax into it. Allow yourself grace when things feel hard. And when your loved ones pass away, allow them the grace to move on. Let go of everything you think you need to know about your life. Let go of the anger and frustration you have felt for others. Just let it go. And be generous with others. Generous with your love and affection. And generous when your time permits. Be generous with what you give people within the time that you spend with them. Accept and understand them. Avoid trying to change people. Avoid trying to change anything in your life until you know it is 100% from a place of your heart in coherence and connection. And with that, and with love, we thank you for being here, and we recede from the space. Thank you all again. And we're not leaving just yet. So for those of you who love to jump off right away, hang on for just a minute. I'm going to allow you to unmute yourselves and ask questions. There are some of you who have questions, and the beings have asked specifically that I open the space for questions.
Hi, Jan.
Hi.
It's KJ. Thank you so
Hi,
much. I
KJ.
love these sessions. Fantastic. Um, I want to ask about nightmares. Seems to be happening a lot in my house. What's going on?
Okay. All right. Great question. Ah, okay, they're back. Blue beings are back. So this is the wave. They've asked now for channeling with eyes open. So let's see what they have to say.
Nice.
So nightmares in your space, KJ, in your family and in your environment are connected to and related to the land around you. There is discord and disharmony and lack of love in the land around you. Something is emerging in this land, something that has to do with perhaps native cultures of the past, or just the collective of hate that is rising on your planet in various areas. This is no longer in alignment with you and your family. This is no longer in alignment with where you wish to be in your life. And so while you can stay there and you can create wards and protections that are a part of the 3D world, you will not find the success in this to be very efficacious. And that is simply because there is a new place for you to be, and you know this already. The challenge that your child is having with sleep time is that the psychic horror of the collective of a particular group of individuals in your area where you live is bleeding through into her nighttime experiences. And she is experiencing unrest because her heart is awakening and her abilities are awakening. And this high level of sensitivity for her is because she needs to be in a place that supports her own heart in the expansion of who she is becoming. So, as you are making choices, you are very focused in the 3D world. Yet now it is time for you to focus on the internal world, the unseen world, for which you are already adept. And your work as a healer is becoming more important, but that does not diminish your need for being in the 3D world and creating and making resources from the 3D world. Your family, however, is needing a new space, a new place, and it is only for you to decide. And perhaps your child will also be in on the conversation. However, it is the feminine choice that needs to be made at this time. So make your choice and be okay with the idea that you need to make a change in your life. Otherwise, you will be processing the energies for the people of the land on which you are. And this is a message for many of you in this space. Sometimes you live in a place where you are experiencing negativity again and again. And you may be powerful enough to push it off in your waking state, yet in your sleep state, the energies are still coming through because the message is coming to you saying, this is no longer a good place for you. And for you to find a place where your heart is at ease is important at this time. KJ, do you understand this message?
Yes, absolutely. I've been feeling this and I appreciate the clarity. Any clarity on where I should go?
Always toward the water.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Laura, we see your hand up. Please unmute and ask your question. The dimensional beings are answering at this time.
Uh, yes, thank you. It's more of a sharing than a question. At the beginning of this session, they said there is someone here in the space with grief. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm these days I'm in a program that it's called the Death Light Code. And today it was a transmission from Archangel Raphael, and it was about grief. Exactly. 2 hours before our transmission, I was in that one with the grief that I thought I had released. I really hope so that it happened. I'm blessed enough that until now in this life, I thought I don't have much grief because I didn't lose any close people. But I was in grief about my cat, and it was about her today for me. And I spent 16 years in the same house with the cat, so for me it was like a human. And this is my sharing. I was in awe, like, oh my God. And maybe they could sense the connection with the thousands of people in this program that were grieving. And thank you. I just want to thank you and the Blue Healers. They helped me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and we are grateful that you are here. The grief of the collective of the group you were with is certainly in this space with you. And today, Archangel Raphael has entered the space, together with several of the other archangels. For those of you with connection to the archangels, it is your time to draw in your heart their energy. It is a high vibrational frequency. And remember that the angelic beings are a little bit different from the other dimensional beings who come into this space. We will explain more about that later. Today and in this moment, discussing grief is very important because so many of you now, the clearing of grief is like a vacuum that is releasing from your heart, expanding out into the universe. And the angels are using this information of grief to transmute something in another world. So the symbiotic relationship between the earth world and the challenges of grief within your heart will now be released to assist others in another place. Where it goes and how it happens is not important, simply to understand that the archangels have a primary focus of the transmutation of human grief into another dimension. So, grief itself, though, in the human world, understand, is not only about the loss of a loved one. It is, of course, about the loss of your animal beings that you spend time with. Perhaps it is the loss of a job, or the loss of a friendship, or the loss of a way you used to be in the world. Grief comes in many forms, so it is okay for you to lean forward in prayer, to place your hands together, and to allow the angels to extract and draw out the grief from the back side of your heart energy center. You may do so at this time. For some of you, you may find that grief is released from the front of the heart energy center, and that perhaps you need to lean back a little. Please know, though, that as grief relieves itself and moves from the body, it is okay for you to feel emotions, or perhaps to not feel emotions. Any of it is okay. As grief is released, you may also feel challenges or little twinges of pain in the joints and other areas of your body. Sometimes grief is what prevents digestion from happening in its most optimal way. Simply allow this grief to release itself throughout the day. And allow yourself to sleep well this evening. Give yourself a little extra time for sleep. Christina, we see your hand is up. Your next question, please.
Thank you so much for being here. That was beautiful about the grief. That was fabulous. Um, I feel a lot of pressure in the back of my heart, a lot, and so I think that might be something that's going on. Actually, though, my question is about intentions, and for whatever reason, and I don't know if other people have that, I recognize that intentions are important. Before we meditate, before we start our day, before we move into a different segment of our day, before we log on with you all and join. And at the same time, it's challenging for me to articulate, even to myself, what my intention is, and I feel that maybe that's limiting what I can receive. So I would appreciate any support or help or guidance as far as intention making, please. Thank you.
This is such an excellent question to ask us because your intentions are constantly coming from each of you at all times, and they can be very chaotic for us to interpret. But please understand that having an intention, even if it is a fleeting one that comes in the moment, it could be simply, I have the intention to have a beautiful meal today. It could be the intention of opening your heart just a little bit more, or the intention of letting go of things that prevent you from moving in a way through your life that is easy. These intentions at the beginning, when you first ask them, you may feel confused. What is it that you want? Because of the complexity of being human. It is that you are in so many ways asking for an intention, and then immediately your mind says, but what about this? Your curiosity is a unique feature of humanity. And so you may find yourself a little confused because the moment you set an intention, your brain begins to hijack you. It begins to tell you all the reasons that you can't have abundance in your life. What about this? What about that? Am I asking for too much? Am I asking for too little? Do I deserve it? Do I not deserve it? Simply pause for a moment when you find yourself confused about your intention and say, you know what? Today I'm not going to set an intention at all. I'm just going to be in the moment and see what comes. And then it will roll around. You will be doing a meditation or a breath practice for abundance because you have bills to pay, because you're trying to transition to a new career. How will the new venture make enough money to support you? How will you take care of your family? You will set the intention once again and make it a crazy one. Say to yourself, I want 1 billion gold coins to drop out of the sky into my lap right now, so I'll never have to worry about money again. And laugh at yourself when you say, you know that's impossible. You have to create an intention that's possible. You have to create an intention that makes sense. Instead, allow yourself to be silly with it. Allow yourself to doubt it, and allow yourself to continue making them. So many of you write down your intentions that you feel if it's on paper, it'll happen. 3 times, morning, noon, and night. You create parameters around your intentions and whether or not they will work. Instead, maybe just say to yourself, I'm going to write down one intention today, and tomorrow I'm going to look at it because I'm going to forget that I even made this intention. I will get busy in my day. I'll forget. It is the act of becoming playful for most of you that will free up this difficulty with intentions. And yes, make one when you sit down to meditate. My intention is to meditate. My intention is to open my heart more and let it go. Forget. Let the dimensional beings with whom you are connected remind yourselves again and again as you do your practice. You have loving help and support all around you. So throw out an intention and let it go, and let the dimensional beings assist you. No intention goes unheard. They all are valid. And if you feel you need to get a little funny and crazy about it, do it. If you need to write it down a million times to remember, like writing lines when you were given punishment as a child, do it. But stop punishing yourself. Stop punishing yourself in making an intention. Allow it to be fun and beautiful. And when it's not, throw it out the window and start over again the next day, or in an hour, or tomorrow. And one day an intention will land and it'll stick with you. And you'll follow through with something that you will draw into your life. It's always going to come to you. It is when you try to make it a little harder than it needs to be that you need to add in a little bit of humor. Thank you for this great question, Christina. Ursula, we see your hand. Please ask your question.
Thank you so much. My question is, a couple of weeks ago, this is on the topic of dreams. I went to bed feeling fine. I had an unusual dream where I was acting out of character. And when I woke up in the morning, I felt like my shoulder had been uh, like injured, and I had pain in like various parts of my body, but mostly on the left side and the shoulder and arms. I felt like I had been to battle. I didn't dream of a battle, but it felt like a very unusual experience. So I don't know what happened, but basically I went to bed feeling fine and woke up bruised and beaten.
Sounds as if you are discovering your ways of traveling in your sleep. There are numerous timelines that you each have. And for many of you, you adhere to one timeline, and that's exciting for you. For others, you may jump from one timeline to the next, where you are having alternate experiences. This is the case for you, Ursula. You are traveling between a couple of timelines. It is possible to collapse that other timeline simply by asking in your meditations. We are calling on also your starseed beings from that timeline, from this timeline as well. And they are negotiating for you and on your behalf, because it seems like you have made a choice to experience both timelines at once. In your waking state, you spend more time here. In your sleep state, you spend more time in the other timeline. And it sounds as if perhaps you're wanting to stay in this one. Is that true? Do you wish to stay in this timeline?
That is true.
That is fine. And so the two dimensional groups are negotiating. And so please hang on while this happens, and we will take another question or two while they negotiate. Will that be okay with you?
Yes, thank you.
Rasheen, your next question.
Hi, thank you so much for everything. My question is if the starseed origins always are here with us to help us, or do they come and go? Thank you so much.
Your starseed beings are with you all the time, and that is true for all of you. What this means is that you have, it is a little like having spirit guides, as are sometimes referred to in the human world. Although spirit guides in the 3D world can also be beings on your planet. So do not confuse the two. Your starseed beings are dimensional beings who come from another place. Some of you have many and various starseed beings with you, and they are with you at all times. The more you create connection with them, the more you ask them for information, the more you trust in your heart that you are connected with them, the easier it will be to see how they can assist you. For so many of you, your starseed beings are waiting for your connection. And by simply saying that you can connect with them, by trusting that you are connected with them, will make it much easier for you to understand why they are here and what messages they have. They are here to assist you specifically with your physical body, with your spirit lineage, and with releasing trauma from the past. In doing so, it will assist you in becoming even more connected with what humans consider to be the unseen world. So continue working with it. Take your time, trust your heart, and perhaps record an audio recording, perhaps record the information of what you would like to know and how you would like to experience it. So this means that you may need to use your phone or another recording device to then narrate the downloads that you receive from them, because you will begin to forget almost instantaneously after you receive the information. Your recording may be you narrating what you're experiencing. I feel tingling in my left palm. My right arm is experiencing such. I feel tension in my belly. Whatever it is, record it. These recordings will assist you in the next stage of understanding, communication with your starseed beings. Thank you for your question. David, please ask your question at this time.
Thank you, Jan. Actually, I have two questions, so I will let the blues pick question 1 or question 2.
They want you to ask both. Begin with 2.
Okay. Did CERN, or the Large Hadron Collider, create an event that caused our universe to shift to a parallel universe? And if so, is that related to the Mandela effect?
The answer to this question is very simple. Yes. Do you need further information?
No.
Question 1.
Is there a threshold number of meditators that when they tune to their hearts and direct that love outward can bring peace to the world?
The answer to this is also yes, and that threshold ebbs and flows. It depends on the cycle of the earth and where it is in relationship to your sun, where it is in relationship to the other planets and to your moon. There are times on the earth and places on the earth where it is a little bit more potent, where a very small group, say even 10 to 12 people, can shift the energy of the masses. And remember, the same is true for the opposite, that the masses of meditators in hate and connection in that way, in fear and suffering in connection that way, can tip the balance of energy in that direction as well. In other words, David, do not be one-sided about your thoughts within this context. It is important for the masses on your planet, those who are in a positive state, particularly in these spaces, to be familiar with and the importance of gathering together in certain ways, in certain places, at certain times. So it could be the time of day, the location of the planets. It could be also where you are located. So in your very own town, there could be a location that is more potent than others. It could be a place on the planet. So begin gathering people, David. Begin gathering people for all of you for the purpose of allowing the shift of the energy into love, for overcoming hate, which is fear on your planet. Be mindful of and pay attention to the patterns of when fear is rising. That is when you want to join together and bring love into the space. David, in addition, there is also the capability and ability within you and others around you to bilocate or translocate the energies of a group. So say you see there is a rising of fear on the planet. gathering together in the moment wherever you are with the intention of overriding the fear response in another location is possible. You will need to be adept at triangulating the energies. Where on the planet should you be in that moment? And allow yourself to and your group to visualize yourselves at that portal, at that place where the veil is thin. And tell the planet when you are at it to be energetically in the location in a relationship to the planets, the sun, and the moon. Say to the earth, I need you to be in this place at this time for the next however many minutes you feel is pertinent. Maybe it is 3 or 5 or 7. So gather together, and for those of you with the power, meaning the understanding of how to translocate or bilocate the energies of your group to counteract or override the energies of fear and where it is rising. So pay attention to what's going on your planet. It is somewhat complex, but question 2 that you asked is 100% related to this one as well. Do you understand what we mean, David?
About shifting to a parallel universe?
About shifting to or by locating the
Mhm.
meditative information of love and connection to tip into balance the earth and its inhabitants into love and connection, while simultaneously overriding the fear response as it begins to rise in other places. This is similar to what you are saying about the earth shifting to another position of being. Does that make sense now?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you. Ursula, your beings have joined together, and they have made the choice that there is still an hour or so in the evening where you will be traveling. And this is for your growth in your life, in your 3D purpose on this planet. So take some time in your meditation to connect in with both starseed groups. Remember that one is more mammalian feeling in nature. That is your daytime starseed group. The other is reptiloid, which means that they will feel cold and perhaps even a little frightening to you at first. Lean into it and imagine that you are loving something on this planet like a snake or a cute lizard. You have to find a way in your heart to accept the reptiloid beings as part of your starseed information. It is a significant and powerful point for you in your purpose on this planet. So, the 1 hour that you are gone in the evening, the daytime beings, your starseed beings from the daytime group, have said that they will also go and be with you, so that the transition you have back to being in this body will be a little less challenging, and you may even begin to forget. Do you understand what you need to do?
I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate this information.
You're welcome. We will take one additional question. Deepa, we see that you are next in line. Please ask your question.
Hello, beautiful beings. Hello, Jan. Um, I feel like I am in so much chaos from some external factors, and I do experience that squirrel syndrome that you've uh, spoken about during this session. Um, Pulled in so many directions, but there is a specific, highly I I've been told evil force that I can't control. Please give me some very specific guidance and tools and on how I can just manage this better. I don't want to dive into that negative space that has um, challenged me so much in the past with when I've been in a conflict or divorce. And this really challenges my future and my legacy right now. And I'm wondering, when I'm communicating with you, is it helpful to write all these thoughts down before so that when I communicate, you can fully understand my situation or other situations?
We fully understood your situation after the first few words you spoke. We've simply been waiting for you to finish your thought. So you could write it down, however, it is not necessary. Have you ever been to a planetarium?
Not since childhood.
So you know the concept, where you are in a space, in a chair, looking up at the dome above you, a little like looking at your night sky. And there is a projector somewhere in the room that is the original source for everything you see on the ceiling above you, that beautiful dome. And what happens when you are in the planetarium is that you lose time and space because you are so focused on the stars beyond you. The same is true of your life. You are the planetarium. You are the source of, the projection of all of the things orbiting around you, the challenging, the beautiful, and even the dark force that you feel is somehow something you need to control. Instead, we ask that you, in your reclined position, you as the projector, look up into the dome of your own life, look into the chaos of your own life, and stretch one arm forward for the brightest star in your life. Hold on to it and pull it into your heart. That is you, and that is you in your highest vibrational frequency. For all of you, there is nothing outside of you that is trying to harm you. You are creating it from within yourself. Darkness does not create light. So by focusing and fighting the darkness that you have created in the planetarium of your own world before you, the chaos of your own world, it will not create more light. Light creates more light. And before you become overwhelmed with the idea that you are now panicking over, the idea that that darkness will somehow consume you, it only will if you allow it to have a hold in your heart. So let go of the chaos, Deepa. It is time for you to simply walk away from the majority of the things that create darkness in your life. Only tumble into the black hole, if that's where you wish to be. However, you would not be asking this question if that is where you wish to be. What you wish to be is in the light, and only light can cast light into darkness. So take a moment as you recline in this beautiful planetarium of change. Chaos equals change. Challenge equals change. And focus on what it is that you want, which is resolution. The squirrel mind is only there because fear exists within the love. Address that fear from a place of love. In other words, say to the fear within you, the darkness of this thing that I think is outside of me, this being that I'm afraid will take over me, that darkness lives within me. Take a moment to say to yourself, what if that is simply part of me that went sideways when I was a child, that dove so deeply into fear, that it became an entity of its own. Reach in for that child that is you in the darkness. Draw it forth and say, no matter how ugly you are, how dark you are, how dirty you've become, how challenging or messy you have become in the black hole of my own fear, I will bring the heart of love to you so that you can shine within me. This is a simple process, even if it feels challenging in the moment. So allow yourself to expand in your heart of love and to let go of, quite literally, everything in the 3D world that creates chaos for you. Walk away, take a vacation, move if you have to, change your number, change your name, change your identity, change your job. Do what feels like it is allowing you the state of love in empowerment of your purpose on this planet. You can do this because you have backup. You are not alone. You have dimensional beings who are supporting you along the way. Do you understand the answer?
I do. I do understand the answer. Can I ask that you stay with me during this difficult time?
Yes, we would be delighted to stay with you during this difficult time.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And now we will conclude the session for today. We thank you all for bringing your beautiful hearts and your questions. Any additional questions, bring to the next session. We would love to answer them because we already know what they are. And so from us, we send you love, connection, joy, and we will see you the next time. All right, everyone. Now we're done for today. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Jan. Thanks, everyone.
Sending you tons of love.